I feel like we've just became a nation of just gullible people. Let's talk about the trade deals. The reality of the trade deals is Donald Trump should have tried to negotiate first, and if he couldn't get what he wanted, escalated into trade wars if he felt that was the way to go. But he should have definitely tried to negotiate first. If he had done that, he would already had deals signed because there's obviously going to be some countries that are eager to make deals and easy to work with who have good relationships. He could have signed those deals right away. Then he could focus on the problematic countries and, use his leverage and all that kind of stuff. Instead, he chose to do a tariff war with the entire world. But here's the problem. All the people who are saying, let's wait and see, give him a chance, all he has to do, and all he's going to do, most likely, is announce any deals at all whatsoever. And everyone that's been saying, wait and see, let's see what he does, is going to be like, oh, see? So if he wants to scam people, right? If what he's doing is an absolute failure, he can easily get away from it by just simply announcing anything at all. Doesn't matter how tiny it is, right? Play around with numbers, millions of dollars here, billions of dollars there. The numbers don't have to actually mean anything. And he's already done this and he's probably going to do this again. He can point to things that were going to happen anyway. Because for example, like when he said nations were calling, that's always the case. There's never been a time since everyone listening to this video has been alive that nations all over the world haven't been calling America, trying to do deals and negotiate and do international relations things. But again, the same people who would say just wait and see, it's so easy to just play these people. All he has to do is everyone's calling, they're calling the phone, and again, there's no critical thinking that, like, what does this actually mean that nations are calling, right? Think about the fact that he could actually manipulate them by simply pointing out something that's equivalent of saying, the sun is going to rise tomorrow. Just kind of like, the sun's going to rise tomorrow. And they'll be like, yes, Trump is making the sun come up. Like, again, there's no meaning to saying that people are calling. And then he doesn't have to say who's calling, how many people are calling. And then it's kind of like, oh, that's just a negotiating tactic. He doesn't want to reveal his hand. So he can be operating on completely nothing, right? He can have nobody calling specifically to make deals, and point out the fact that people are calling because they're always calling, and make it sound like everyone's like chomping at the bit, like trying to make deals with Trump because of the tariff war. When in reality, like for example, he said China is trying to make a deal. Then China's like, no, we're not making any deal. There's no conversation. And does that hurt him? Is it like, do people who are saying wait and see, they're like, wait a minute, is this guy really full of shit? No. Right? He did Mexico, was it Mexico and Canada? Like they were able to just say like, hey, we're going to do this stuff that we already planned to do months ago. Like just a very obvious black and white like scam. Does that hurt his reputation? So like, wait a minute, this, like anybody else that does this, that's the thing you have to understand. Anybody else that does this, their credibility is shot, and no one will want to listen to anything you have to say, right? Anybody else that says, I'm working out a deal with Canada, and like if Biden did that. If Biden said, I'm working out a deal with Canada and Mexico, and Canada and Mexico said, hey, and the deal was stuff that they said already, Biden is going to get destroyed. My goodness, Fox News, Ben Shapiro, it's Biden's a fraud, and he's pretending like he's got a deal, and it's not really a deal, and whatever. Trump can do it, and people are still sitting there wait and see. All the evidence points to this guy's a fraud, he's scamming us, right? All the evidence, everything we're seeing amounts to is pointing in that direction, but it does not matter. He can do fake deals where it was things that were going to happen already. He can, talk about people are calling when that's a normal thing. And then he can actually get deals passed, which could be much less than what he would have gotten if he had negotiated first instead of doing his tariff war. And he's not everyone that's saying wait and see, they're not going to recognize that of like, the deals he got are actually crap deals. And he could have gotten more if he didn't piss off everybody. They're not going to see any of that. All he needs, think about it. This is the core point you have to understand. If Trump simply points out like, I have a deal with this country, deal with that country, deal with this country, it doesn't matter how good the deals are. They could be nothing. They could be irrelevant. They could even be lies. And every single person saying wait and see is going to be like, see, you guys were saying he didn't know what he's doing. Look, he's got a whole bunch of deals. Look how many deals. He's got deals. He's a deal maker. Oh, my goodness. So gullible. And I know left-wingers would like me to make this be a right-wing thing, but y'all gullible too, man. That's why my channel will always be small, because I'm not sugarcoating it, man. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like MAGA is the only group of people. It's American, man. We have a problem in this country of lack of critical thinking. Yes, MAGA is particularly challenged in that way, but I see you left-wingers on some bullshit. Like, for example, if Kamala Harris had won, she could have been dragging her feet, and yes, some of you guys would have called out what she's doing, but you weren't about to go to war with her and force her to do more. And then what would that mean? Her getting into office after everything we did, and she doesn't fight and go to war the way Trump's going to war. That means that some, Mike Johnson is president after her, or some wacko is president. And then we got to deal with some other craziness, right? So you left-wingers are gullible too. I'm not saying that you support it because you rightfully call out Kamala as like status quo. But again, you have all that noise when Trump is in office, right? But when the person you vote for is in office, I mean, again, props to you for actually being critical of them significantly compared to the right wing. Like right wing right now, all right wing media is all just Trump is great, Trump's the king, da da da. At least, if Kamala was president, you guys would be saying stuff, but you wouldn't be, meeting the moment, right? Like even after you saw the damage of the Democrats not meeting the moment, you guys will be sitting there and like, well, it's better than Trump. Imagine if Trump had gotten elected, da 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 da, right? You guys will be making excuses for her, and you sitting focused on your lives, right? And you would sit there and let her set us up for another disaster. And then when that crazy person gets office, all of a sudden, oh, justice, no peace. Like, you guys are lost as well. You're just not as lost as the MAGA people, man. It's an American problem. It's not a right-wing problem. It's an American problem. And the centrists who are pretending to be centrists, but you're really just closet right-wingers? Yeah, man. And listen, let's make a distinction between influencers versus the audience. I'm talking about the influencers, right? The influencers who claim to be centrists that are actually right-wingers, right? And the right-wingers who are nothing more than state media. And the left-wing media just led by a bunch of, you know what the left is doing? They're lost. Getting excited and supporting a clown guy who was last associated with the very same people that the left wing say are, you know, right wing, whatever. The same people that they, you know, these are the bad people, who I would agree with a lot. But your boy was hanging out with them. Your boy was behind the scenes with a political party where the leader allegedly assaulted multiple women. That's their guy. That's what they're like, oh, Cornel West. That's their guy. That's who they want to be behind. They're so desperate that's the guy they choose. We're going to prop up this guy. And then he decides to run for office under that party run by that predator. And even after that, even after how sloppy that was, that he didn't even pick out the best party to run under, he's just like a child almost. Like, just simpletons. They're stuck in the past of what they remember him as or what he did in the past, that they're just completely blind to what he is now. It's almost like, what's the difference between that and MAGA is stuck in the past of Apprentice. They have this image of Trump as this businessman and successful in the boardroom and you're fired. They stuck decades ago of this image of this character on TV. And even after we see so much evidence to the contrary, they still stuck on that. Left wing stuck on Cornel West in the past, not on Cornel West of the present. And again, even with the blatant clues, the party that he was associated with, so he knew stuff. You were behind. It's not like you didn't know about the party. You were behind the scenes, so he must have known about the allegations. And that's the party you choose? You looked at all the options, or did you not look at all? And then he just hops from that party to the next party. I mean, it was like a drunken campaign. And the left wing does not even have the, thinking skills to be like, this guy's a clown. Like, we can't be propping this guy up. We got to prop somebody else up. So, of course, that goes nowhere, because where was it going to go? To the rest of the country, the right wing, they're in their bubble of like, he's a communist, so they ain't trying to vote for him. And then people who are independents are not in your left-wing bubble, they can see the stuff I'm talking about. They don't know all the level of detail, but they can see his whole rhyming and, that Dyson type thing, that Professor Dyson, black people can't be racist because we don't have the power. And then, like, to regular people outside your bubble, they ain't trying to. Now, AOC, you might have something. Bernie Sanders, you might have something. But Cornel West? Come on, son. And again, no matter the evidence, how is this different than the MAGA? The same thing MAGA does. No matter what Trump does, how much he lies, how much he fumbles, how much of a retard he looks like, just doing interviews, they still look, Trump, yeah, MAGA. And this Cornel West, same thing. Cornel West bumbling around, and they still, yeah, Cornel West, yeah. And then they start like, well, I don't know, man, I'm a little disappointed that he did that thing. Yeah, but still, Cornel West, and then he does something else. Oh, stop spending so much time looking at the other side and start looking at yourselves. This is Debate Me channel. Debate Me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. The most disloyal YouTuber on this platform. I'm not in any tribe. I'm not here to make anybody feel good. I'm not here to say something that gets clicks or go on some trend. I'm here to tell you the truth for the less than 5% of the population who can handle it. Is that you? Very likely not.